Okay, as you will very obviously notice, I have a different background here. Over the weekend, my sister and I wallpapered my dining room, and I'm sitting in it today. And I'm not sure how I feel about it as being a backdrop. It's a lot. It's something, as my daughter said. Wow, that's something. My sister's an interior designer, and I just trust whatever she tells me to do with my house because you've seen my backdrop in my other videos. It's like a messy bookshelf. I just don't care about that stuff. I have no talent at all to decorate, and she's like, I'm gonna help you do it. So whatever she says, this could be a prank. She could be playing a prank on me. This could actually not be in style at all. But I went with it because I trusted her, and here it is, and I actually quite like it. I feel like it suits my personality well. Lots of color and bold, I like it. So if you can't stand it, just don't look at the video and just listen. But the video today that I want to talk about is what happens in recovery when you are eating enough to notice changes in your body, right? Weight gain, but you're not eating enough to know that you're fully rewiring. It's like, essentially it's, having one foot in and one foot out. You're challenging things and you're trying to eat more and you're noticing your body change, but you also know like you're still so heavily restricting. You're still so holding back. And so it feels like these little changes and wins and increases in what you're eating feel like they should feel good and you should feel excited about them, but you don't, because again, in the back of your mind, this isn't going to get me fully recovered. I'm still like following so many rules, for every, one thing I do well, I've done 10 disordered things to match it. And that's not a recipe for success in recovery. And so I tell people, and this sounds like, I hesitate to even say it because it sounds so overly simplified, but just let go. Like, honestly, just let go. Your body is trying to get back to where it wants to get, that unsuppressed body weight. That could be in a thinner body, an average body, or a larger body. But the faster that you can accept that, and the faster that you can recognize that I can't follow any of my eating disorder rules if I want to fully recover. You can follow all your eating disorder rules and still gain weight though. And I'm sure a lot of you listening have experienced that. So if you're gaining the weight, you may as well go for the mental freedom as well. And you might be listening going, well, I've already gained all the weight, so what you're saying doesn't apply. And I've heard a lot of that in comments for my videos of like, well, I've already gained all this weight and I'm already this. It's like, okay, that's fine. I get that you feel like I'm sure that you are very uncomfortable in your body, and it's going to take a while for your brain to catch up, and it may be that it's still not at its unsuppressed body weight. But recovery doesn't only apply to people whose unsuppressed body weight is average or thinner, right? It applies to everyone. And I think we get confused with what we see in social media, and we get confused with what we see around us in the world because we just think that's everyone's unsuppressed body weight. It's not. Like, most people are restricting in some way. However, when you have the genetics for an eating disorder, you can't restrict in some way and not have it ruin your life. So my message to you today is to let go. Just do it. Don't do the stupid 5-minute walk. It's not going to stop you from gaining weight. It's not. Just moving just enough to make your brain feel okay, but then also completely jeopardizing you mentally rewiring your compulsion to move. It's not worth it. And it's not keeping you from gaining weight. It's just a silly, stupid little thing that you have to follow because your eating disordered brain just doesn't shut up until you do. And it's never going to shut up if you don't stop doing it now. And it's the same thing with food. If you're eating more food and you're doing it in a disordered way, or you're still just eating your safe food but more of it, or you're still watching the clock and letting yourself eat as much as you want but only at these certain times, it's still all disordered. Stop doing it. Just eat the food however much you want, whenever you want. So I don't have any specific tools for you today, and I feel like I've been in a very much I've had a lot of clients today, and I feel like I've just gone off on a rant on a lot of them, and this is just an overflow of that. I just finished work today, and this is just me. I feel like I'm sort of lecturing, and it's probably nothing that you haven't heard before, but it's just a good reminder, I think, that nothing is going to change if you're not doing things differently. If you're continuing to listen to your eating disorder, you're going to continue to forever have your eating disorder. And it's not until you decide that things have to be different, and I have to be really brave, and I have to just go for this, because you don't want to have this in 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I have a lot of clients I work with that are younger, I didn't initially work with younger, under like 18, 20 when I started coaching, but I have been taking on some younger clients, and oh my gosh, like they probably hear me lecture them a lot, because it's like, please don't do what I did and what a lot of my clients that are dealing with this 20, 30, 40 years in are dealing with. All the same rules apply though, regardless if you've been struggling for 6 months or 20 or 30 years, they all still apply. But just don't waste another day. Do not give your eating disorder one more day of you listening to it and it taking away and stripping away your confidence and your joy. So I'm going to end on that. All right, have a good day.